The Travel and Tourism Council says up to 50 million jobs could be lost because of the coronavirus pandemic. Latest figures show that global travel could be adversely impacted by up to 25% in 2020. Now, this could lead to a corresponding reduction in jobs of between 12 and 14%. In Kenya, the situation may be worse. Joanne Letting spoke to Nakuru Hotels and Tourism Association on the impact that the virus is having on tourism in the county.
Of this month, World Health Organization declared coronavirus as a global pandemic. Analysts say that coronavirus is also an economic pandemic, and it has already eaten up into the stocks as well as the tourism sector across the country as well as globally. Now, to give us a clearer picture, I'll be speaking to the chairperson in charge of tourism here in Nakuru County, who is going to tell us exactly how coronavirus has affected the tourism sector. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Take us through the rooms that are being booked by tourists as we speak.
Over time, we've had tremendous growth in tourism, especially in this Nakuru region. But since this global pandemic came, we have seen decline almost every day. We have seen cancellation of bookings that are of momentum or magnitude that we've never seen before. For example, in the last few days, just few days since the corona or COVID-19 was discovered or found in Kenya, we have received almost 70% of cancellation. And this area depends mainly on MICE, which is the meetings, incentives, conference, and exhibitions. So with all those cancellations, the sector is in very dire need of support from every sector.
How are the hotels handling the cancellations?
We are trying to maintain and reduce cost because it's an emergency situation. If you can control your cost, then you can survive. And most of the costs that we are controlling are the overheads, the what we call the constant costs, like power, like staffing, like water. So we are on rationing. We are on what we call leaves for our staff. Those who have accumulated days, we give them some leaves so that they can be even at home, and that is also helping us to decongest the hotels.
Tell us about the general impact of coronavirus on tourism.
There's a serious impact, negative impact on tourism, because tourism depends on movement of people, meetings. They depend on people who are in transit, especially in Nakuru. So when people are not moving, when people cannot trust other people because you don't know who is sick or who can infect, it becomes very difficult for people to meet. And without meetings, Nakuru here, we cannot survive, because 70% of our revenue comes from meetings and what we call MICE. So you can imagine if we withdraw 70% of our revenue, what will be left? What is left cannot sustain the industry.
What should the Ministry of Tourism do to support business?
The Ministry of Tourism should have incentives. For example, they should encourage domestic tourism. People who are within this area and this region to support this sector. They should encourage people not to fear, because what we are fighting right now is not even the disease per se, but the fear, the stigma, and the lies that are being peddled out there. We are in the front line of encounter. We host people. So we are careful. We are taking care of our clients. We are taking care of our staff. So people should not fear. So the ministry should help us by encouraging people to support this sector.
Thank you so much. Well, that is the situation here in Nakuru. The hoteliers here are calling on the government to support the tourism industry as well as the business people here in Nakuru. Remember, in Nakuru, the people here are prepared to handle any cases of the coronavirus. We understand that right here at Impolo's Hotel, they already have an isolation room where they can handle the coronavirus as they wait for the public health officials. Back to you in studio.